Today, we would like to take a look at what these cards mean, represent, and we're going to start with the first number in the set, in any set, and that is an ace. I started with ace because we're all familiar with the cards, the 52 cards that go with ace. Go with 52 cards that represent the suits of swords, which represents in our normal playing deck as spade, our ace of wands, and in our normal playing deck that will be clubs, ace of cups, in our normal playing deck that would be hearts, and ace of pentacles, in our normal playing deck that would be diamonds. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. Pentacles have to do with money and physical movement. Cups are with the heart, and of course hearts are cups with love and passion. Wands are clubs, kind of represents a club here with the falling of the branches, and creativity and spirit, that represents creativity and spirit, while the sword, which is the spade, represents intellectual and ego. So let's get started. This would be, we're making cards for easy studying of what these words mean, and what these cards mean. We're going to start with the sword. So let's look at the side. Sorry about the camera auto-focusing. It's kind of a pain in the butt. Okay, so I'm going to break out our handy ruler. Don't worry, mine's all used up. And I'm going to measure what is the middle of this piece of paper here. And I'm going to put a mark. So if that's 8 inches, we'll look for the 4. And I'll put a mark next to the 4. And I don't have to do it on the other side because this is a straight edge, which means it's 90 degrees. Let me stop messing with the camera right quick. That 90 degrees right there. That means that all I have to do is put a point here and line it up here with the top of the paper there, and here's my line. Now all I have to do is draw it. Sorry, I'm not letting the paper do its thing. So I'm holding it here and pushing it in here just until I reach that dot there. It's not quite there. There we go. And it's even up there. Okay, so draw my line. Hopefully that worked. Okay, do the same scenario for here, which is measure it. It is 5, so find 2.5 there, and do the same thing. Take the straight edge part, put it at a corner. Don't let it move in between marking like I did. going to fudge it. That's what we call in architecture, fudging a line. I'm trying to make it look as straight as possible without having it really be straight. So you don't have to do it as straight as I did, or lack thereof. It doesn't matter. Just draw some lines. Okay, within this scenario, I'm going to put two words. We're going to put new beginnings, which represents all the squares. So we're going to put the new beginnings up here. Excuse me for having to tilt the page while I write. In fact, you can draw a little line. It's kind of hard to, there we go. Turn it the right way, everything works out. All you have to do is keep one edge straight. This is called a straight edge ruler or something like that. Okay, so we got two lines in which to draw words on. We're going to write new beginnings. Okay, new beginnings. That's for every square. Now here, I don't know if you know about cards, but you can read it straight up. You can read it upside down. Okay, that's the major thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to split this cell here that represents sword, which we can write ace up here. Only got to write it once, right? Because they're all going to be aces. Right? So then we can do a split like this, in half like that, like that. I think I'm going to do this. Not all the way through, just like that, so I know I'm separating two areas. You do the same this way. Once you have the cards set up, it's just a matter of writing all the words in the right categories. So that's what we're doing. It's not even, and I'm okay with that. Okay, so right now we can say this and this and this and this are all tops, or else we could say this and this and this and this all straight up. So you make a decision if you want this to be the straight up part, the readings for the words going this way, or if you want this to be the reading for the words that way. I like to say that I'll turn it this way, and this is the first, so I'll write a 1 there. This one's the first, so I'll write a 1. Oh, wait a minute, I kind of want them even, so we'll do it in quadrants like this, 1, 1, 1, and 1. So I know those are all the up ways. Flipped up. And these are all the down ways. See, wrote that one backwards. Okay, so here we go. So the ace, we said clarity, right? Or the upward. It also means breakthrough. I'm not going to write lines for these. I'm just write them out. The first one is clarity. C-L-A-I-R-I-T-Y. And then another choice word for this, or choice words, is breakthrough. I'm going to write faster. Okay, so then we talk about upside down. And this has a phrase that goes with it I like. And that phrase is think, ideas, or idea through. Okay, let's go ahead and mark it like this. Okay, so now I know and have a visual that I can see that each of these go in the same category, while each of these go in the same category. And the categories are upright, 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 and upright. And then down, 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 and down. So now you see what I'm doing as a visual. This is what it will look like. So let's finish off with the ace of, no, we're finished with that one. Let's go on to the ace of wands. Ace of wands. By the way, they're all different symbols. And if you review the legend that's written for this, you will understand what symbol this is. And right now, this is the fire. Everything here is fire. Everything here is air. Everything here is water. And everything here is earth. So you just remember things like that. Okay? So, and then they come with their own ideas of what those words mean. Earth, wind, fire, water. But we're going to start with this guy here. And we already have it. New beginnings, because it's an ace. Ace is written there. So what we have here is inspiration. Yeah, I was about to write that wrong, right? Outside right. The other one is energized. Please forgive me for writing crazy or spelling things wrong. I'm saying them and writing them just so you can get an idea. If that has a Z right there, I don't know. I'm just writing. Okay, sorry. Okay, so the flip side, upside down portion, and let's just go and mark those, have to match. Make sure that I'm matching the correct one with the correct one, which is down, you know, down arrow, down, the flip side, you know, okay, and that is keep ideas, let's write that, K, E, E, P, idea private. Okay, so think idea through, keep idea private. They kind of, that's why I'm meshing them up. They all represent an ace. They all represent new beginnings, But look at these things, they kind of match. Clarity, breakthrough, inspiration, energized. It's kind of inside, inspire, energize, clarity, breakthrough, all in your mind, right? Okay, so we're finished with this one. Move on to cups. Cups upside right is the blue. And what we have for cups is happy. Well, let's start with this one. Companion. Okay. Then we can write new love. Okay. Or you can write happy. Then we can write joyful. Okay. Those are just some words that this means upside right. So as we turn the card upside down, it means something different. Some of them don't. Actually, one of them I found so far, I feel they mean the same thing. Upside down, whoops, upside down and upside right. So let's go with this one. And the upside down is new. Who knew? Because we have new up there, so it's new clarity, new breakthrough. Okay, new. Let's write creative here. New creative project is what I wanted to write. New creative project. Okay, that's what that is. And we have one last one, and that is Ace of Pentacles. And since Pentacles has something to do with finance and the physical mind and stuff, we're going to write words like, let's see, blue, manifestation. Or manifest, let's say that. Now let's go with new opportunities. So please don't get me wrong. Okay, don't get me wrong on the spelling, excuse me, of any word. And we're going to say action or take action. I just didn't write the word take. And we can write manifestation. Manifest. You can write manifest, manifestation of new things. You see, new ideas coming about. New ideas. Keep them private. Think them through. Stuff like that. Okay, so the last one is totally... it is be careful. So I'm going to start writing that. And be careful of what? That's what we're trying to find out. Yeah, since this is in finance, we gotta say money. So some of them we're gonna have phrases. Think idea through, new creative project, keep my, and some are just gonna have words. Like we could just say, this is inspiring. You have new inspiration. You have new energized situations. You have new clarity about something. New breakthrough about something. Looking for a new companion or relationship, you know, new love. or renewed love. You know, it doesn't have to be new. And so we got a joyful and we got a happy. Okay, and this is just manifest in action and new opportunities while these say things. Okay, not to say that they're all going to say things, but I like it when we can remember it because all of them say things. So here's your first card. Here's your aces, and you now know what an ace means. We'll go through it. Here you go, pentacles, cups. We'll do it like this. Pentacles, cups. Push it back together so it's all cute. Wands and swords. There's your ace categories. You kind of remember it. Okay? So we're going to work on our next one. Stay tuned. Okay? About as good as it gets. So now we're going to write what that means. It means, they all mean balance and choice. You're choosing directions and choosing different things. Okay, so let's get started. Let's get started with swords. Now, as I said, this means balance and choice. So, oh, you know what? I don't have my axis. That's the one thing I didn't have. This is how I made my axis. And I'll go ahead and do that and that. Oopsie. Don't want the camera to mess up. It's a little off, the center is, but we'll go with it. Center of my cues are off. So I'm going to just mark what my first ones are so I don't get confused about where they go. There we go. I'm ready. So upside right, we have the 2 of swords. And it says fork in the road. See how the choice is? Fork in the road. Again, this is in your intellectual or your ego sense. And the one word for it was choice, but look, it's choice up there too. So we could think of another word. Decision. Okay. So upside down, what do we have? We don't have a choice. We don't have a fork in the road. So what is it? It's a stalemate. Oops. Stalemate. And let's say impasse. I should say impasse, but I'm saying impasse. Okay. So that's all for swords. Now we do wands. Over here, it's a woman with a ball. She also has a balance or a choice. So basically, this is dealing with the creative spirit and actions of the creative spirit. A call to action, I should say. So her call to action in this is, let's say, choice and balance. Let's say progress. Progress. Okay. And since it's a choice, we say how to progress. How to progress. Progress and how. Just that kind of situation. Now upside down, we have, okay, so these are going to be opposites. And as you understand how to progress, you're asking yourself, there's a choice to be made. How? How am I going to progress? That is drive. Okay? But we're not going to mark it as drive. But in drive, we have an act and we have a what? Upside down? Not action, right? So this is lack. Of plan. So we can say planned. People don't follow that. That's two N's. Planned action. Okay. P-L-A-N-N-E-D. Action. Okay, so we're finished with that one. We go on to cups. So let's see what the cups are doing. The passion and the emotional side when we do this card. Okay, so in 2, we're still creating balance and choice. And so here, balance and choice, well, there's actually 2 people standing together. So I'm going to put the first word up here as partnerships. Okay, and then I could say create. Okay, create deep connections. Okay, create deep connections. Balance and choice. Create deep connections. Okay, partnerships. We can also think of it as a passion partnership needs to be balanced. Create deeper connections. So you have to make a choice to create deeper connections, like lack thereof. A choice to do it. Emotional. So emotional is definitely inside of this. Emotional is definitely inside of that. So we're talking about emotional stuff. We're talking about passion. Okay, so I want to keep reminding you of the words that are not written because I'm not going to write them because they themselves are on a different card. They represent a different card, and that's the key card. Okay, so on the key card you will find different words to represent all of these in the in the air, water, fire, earth words. Okay, so here we go. Upside down, we have reestablish. Okay, so we established them here. We're creating them. So we're going to re-establish. How do I spell that? There we go. Reestablish. People, I know my writing is off and crazy, but it's okay if you can read it. Relationships. Okay, so that's what that card means. Reestablish relationship. It's kind of the opposite, right? Okay, now we're dealing with the pentacles. We'll swing this back over this way. As you look at the pentacles, you can see there's a guy, he's balancing some things over there. There's two boats, two different shoes, it's like different things going on here. There's a lot going on here. So, this is about finances and physical mind and stuff like that. Action, intellect, emotion, physical. Okay? So, physical mind and things of that nature, also dealing with finances. So, we're going to talk about finances probably, because most of them do. And we're going to say, no, this is not. This is time management. Yeah, I jerked you, didn't I? Is there an E after that? Don't know. Okay, and since another word, balance, I say balance time. Okay, choose time wisely. You know, you can make up a whole bunch of things to go there. Anyway, and you would think you're not making these up, but actually you are using the best way to you can get to understand what this card means, and it does mean all of this. Well, all of this, and know that, and then actually understand what the card means. So actually, you're supposed to look at the picture, see what you see. See, I see different shoes, two different boats. So I would say different goes here, some kind of different. But there's a choice word here. So different is choice. So we already established that in the card. So a choice of shoes, he chose boat. Choice of boats out there to look at. That's all the decisions you get on that. You don't really get to jump on the boat and go sailing. Anyway, let's go ahead and put in the last one, which is, let's see. Okay. Overloaded. So if you got time management here and you balance time, this is not balancing time. This is overloaded. Schedule. As I said, not all of them will be opposite, but most of them are. Okay? So, there you have it. Oh, put them back together now. We have the sword. Let's get it together. Put it back where I can see it. We have the sword. We have the pentacles. We have the cups. We have the wands. And we are finished with that. Again, all crooked and crazy, because I don't know what the camera's doing from one thing to the next. But there you go. And you can take a snapshot of that in order to make them like the other card was. Put a dot here, a dot here, a dot here, a dot here. Just so you know, those are the forward and these are the backwards. So I can even draw a line instead of an arrow. Okay. I have all the twos and I can compare them. I can sit them up like this and look at the pictures to represent the words. Lucky you, all you have to do is take a screenshot and flip through them while I create all of this and actually make something worth doing and studying. Okay. So, as a bonus, we're not going to do no writing, but as a bonus, I am going to share with you one more card, and that is the Fool. The Fool is the first card in the deck. The Fool, to me, represents rebirth, a baby even. So when I give you cards like this, I'm going to give you a couple of things to go with it, but it's just going to be basically who I feel looking at this card represents the most in everybody, not just self. In the regular cards, I'm thinking this portrays me and what I'm thinking and what I'm doing. Well, this might actually portray who I am being like. Okay, so this I'm going to say I do, and this one I'm going to say I do as the baby does. So I do as the baby does, and in that is a fool, act a fool, not knowing, step unwisely into a path without thinking, going like this guy's about to fall off a cliff. I mean, I believe that's what that picture represents. I believe this is the cliff, and he is about to fall off of the cliff. So willy-nilly going about your mind, not doing anything, not even watching where you're stepping, might represent a fool. Why the dog? You guess why the dog. Why the bag? That's going into nowhere, doing anything, able to do whatever, just whatever goes. You can also say this card represents the same exact thing the ace does, and that is new beginnings. That's your Fool. Okay? So, full circle back to what we had. We dealt with the aces, we dealt with the twos. So, we're going to look at them really quickly. Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Two of Swords, Two of Wands, Two of Cups, and Two of Pentacles. All represented today. Thanks for watching.